Okay, inshallah, today we're welcome once again, Sheikh.
Thank you.
The first question we shall be treating today, inshallah, may Allah grant the listeners the understanding, is that is there a special reward for one who intentionally delays Iftar till maybe after Taraweeh or after Isha with the sole aim of having more rewards, since he has definitely fasted longer than others? Fadal.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thumma salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Actually, there is no reward for delaying breaking the fast. To delay the iftar does not mean that you will get more rewards. Rather, it is better to hasten to break the fast as soon as the sun has set. This brings a more complete reward because of a hadith reported by Al-Bukhari wa Muslim. لا يزال الناس بخير ما عجلوا الفطرة. The people will continue to do well, to be on good things, to be seeing Allah's reward, so long as they hasten to break the fast. So it is better for a Muslim to break the fast, to do iftar as soon as the sun sets. Wallahu ta'ala alam.
Okay.
وهناك حديث آخر. There's another hadith which says إذا أقبل الليل من ها هنا وأدبر النهار من ها هنا وغربت الشمس فقد أفطر الصائم. So when the sun is set, fasting becomes terminated automatically. So you delaying the iftar does not mean that you will get another reward, but the most good deeds that you can do, or as in the most better thing you can do, is to break the fast as soon as the sun sets.
Okay, concerning what we have read in this hadith, it means that one who intentionally delays iftar with the sole aim of having reward has no special reward. In fact, the moment the azan goes off and it's time for iftar, the sun is automatically terminated. Exactly. Alright, the second question for our beloved Sheikh says, what is the ruling concerning one who breaks his fast and then he realized it's not yet time for iftar? For example, someone is sitting down gently, and on the DSTV, maybe in Cairo, another country, the azan goes off on the DSTV, and so he thinks, oh, it's time for iftar. Or probably maybe a muazzin calls to prayer without checking the time. Or probably maybe it's about to rain and the sky becomes cloudy, and then he eats, and after 10 minutes the cloud becomes clear and it becomes certain that the sun has not yet set. What are we expected to do when we find ourselves in this dilemma?
The time for fasting for Ramadan is from sunrise till sunset. From sunrise till Al-Maghrib. So whoever breaks his fast intentionally, that is, you know what you are doing. Not that you forgot to eat, forgot to fast, or you eat unintentionally. You don't know that you are fasting. This case is different. But you break your fast intentionally, thinking that the sun is set. And later on you realize that the sun is not set yet. So definitely you will have to make up that day's fast after Ramadan. You will have to make up that day's fast after Ramadan. Even if you are misled by a muazzin. And after one you realize that the sun has not yet set, then you will have to make up that day Ramadan.
Okay. Alright, Sheikh, what about the next question that says, when is the best time for iftar, Sheikh? Is it when the azan goes off immediately, Allahu Akbar, and we start eating? Or do we have to be patient until the muazzin is done with the call to prayer? Or should we just pick a time, like let's say 6:30 is iftar, and we make use of that 6:30 to the end of Ramadan?
Actually, the time to break fast is after the sunset. So it depends on the weather, on the sky, not on the muazzin. Because of muazzin, they do call the adhan before the time. So if one is sure that the muazzin knows about the salat times, that our muazzin, mashallah, so immediately the adhan goes off, he can start eating. So, but if you yourself, you are sure that you know how to check the Maghrib, that the sun has set, then you don't have to wait for your muazzin to call to prayer. You can start eating as far as that you are sure about the Maghrib.
Yes, and to support your claim, Sheikh, to support your point, there is a hadith of the Prophet that says, إذا أقبل الليل منها هنا وأدبر النهار منها هنا وغربت الشمس فقد أفطر الصيام. Translation meaning, when the night comes, that is when it's time for Maghrib, from here, and the day departs from there, and the sun has set, then it is time for the fasting person to break his fast. Either the muazzin has called to prayer or not. That is noted. Thank you very much, Sheikh. So there is a big problem, Sheikh, we're having, and this particular problem comes up during our Maghrib prayer. The problem is, we heard of a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that says, the hadith said, La salata bihadrat ta'am, meaning, when food is ready, do not go for salat. Right?
Yes.
Are you following me, everyone? Are you with me? The hadith says, an authentic hadith says, when food is ready, eat. Do not go for prayer. And to our notice, Maghrib time is very short. The Maghrib prayer is usually not elongated. So, when the Azan goes off for Maghrib, most of our people, they start eating. By the time they finish eating, drinking, getting ready, and by the time they get to the masjid, they always miss the Maghrib prayer. So, the Prophet says we should hasten to eat. That is, when it's time for Iftar, we should make it quick. We should not delay the Iftar. And again, the Prophet says we should not eat, we should not pray when it's time for eating. At the same time, the Prophet wants us to pray in the congregation, yani jama'ah, in the masjid, except for this time, in the masjid. And now, the Prophet wants us to pray at the masjid in congregation. And also, the Prophet wants us to break our fast hastily. Isn't this a kind of contradiction? Because in this process, most of us will miss the Maghrib prayer in congregation.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. There is no doubt that the hadith you quoted is an authentic hadith.
No.
The hadith goes to us لا صلاة بحضرة الطعام ولا هو يدافعه الأخبثان, meaning there is no prayer in the presence of food, or when resisting the urge to relieve oneself, like you are feeling that you want to ease yourself, maybe go to the toilet, and you are still praying. There is no salat.
Okay.
That is, your prayer, the reward for your prayer is not complete.
Okay.
And exactly, there is food in your front. Maybe you want to do iftar, and they are praying jama'ah, and you know that the Prophet ﷺ has already said that there is no prayer in the presence of food.
Okay.
The best way for the one who is fasting is to break his fast with a few dates, tamuru, debino, with a few dates, or water, or any foods. Okay. Then delay eating until after Maghrib prayer, so that he may combine the sunnah of hastening to break the fast and praying the Maghrib in Jama'ah. And following the example of the Prophet ﷺ with regard to the hadith that La salata bihadrat ta'am, there's no prayer in the presence of food, and if Isha, Salatul Isha
is present,
and the dinner, Ta'amul Asha,
yes,
come at the same time, starts with dinner.
Okay.
There's an hadith that says so.
Okay.
Or some similar reports, I'm not sure.
Right. Yes.
What it meant is if a person is offered food, or if he comes to eat, then he should start with the food before praying.
Okay.
So that he can pray without his mind being focused on the food. And his prayer then will be offered with proper focus and humility.
Okay.
ولكن إذا حضر الطعام وأنت تصلي أين الخشوع?
Okay, I get the point now, Sheikh.
So, exactly. But he should not ask for food to be brought before praying.
Okay.
Because the food is kept somewhere. Bring the food, let me first eat.
Okay.
to my satisfaction before going for a salat.
Alright.
So I think this is how you're supposed to combine the sunnah without ta'ala a'lam.
Okay. Alright, having said that, Sheikh, we are on our fifth question for those that are following. So the fifth question, Sheikh says, what is the ruling on someone who breaks his fast mistakenly? This could be in any form. Maybe he forgot, maybe he was brushing his teeth and in the process he swallowed a bit of water, maybe he was bathing and in the process he swallowed some particle of water. So mistakenly is the key word. What is the ruling of the Sharia concerning this person?
The answer to this question is very straightforward. Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim rahimahullah narrated that an Abi Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala an anna sallam qal man nasiya wa huwa sa'im fa akal aw sharib falyutimma sawmahu fa inna ma at'amahu Allah wa saqah. The Prophet sallam, he said, whoever forgets that he is fasting and eats or drinks in the day of Ramadan,
While he's fasting?
while you are still fasting,
Okay.
let him complete his fast.
Okay.
Because the Prophet said that فَإِنَّمَا طَعَمَهُ اللَّهُ وَسَقَاهُ, it is Allah who has fed you, who has fed him and given him to drink.
Okay.
This is like a bonus from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I wish
And
I
there's
could have that
another,
bonus today.
and there's another hadith narrated from Ibn Khuzaymah from Abu Hurairah أيضا من أفطر في شهر رمضان ناسيا فلا قضاء عليه ولا كفارة.
Okay.
Whoever breaks his fast in Ramadan by mistake, you can't
Mistakenly.
deceive yourself.
Yes.
So surely you can't deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Since you can't deceive yourself,
Exactly.
you can't deceive Allah.
So whoever breaks his fast in Ramadan by mistake does not have to make up that day or offer expiation, that is the kafara. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.
Okay. Jazakumullah khairan, Sheikh. The next question says, can we accept food for iftar from a non-Muslim? You have a non-Muslim friend who you are in his house and the azan goes off, maybe you are playing PSP together, you're gisting, and he brings out water or he brings out food or he offers you fruit or anything or money, like a masjid or someone, you have a Christian mother, you have a Christian brother who gives you money to buy food for your iftar, maybe prior to Ramadan, or even while fasting, or even maybe you are invited to his place, that come over to my place and come and have your iftar. As Muslims, are we supposed to do this? And one who does this, is his fasting still valid? Fadal, Sheikh.
Tajib, there is nothing wrong with the Muslims accepting food for iftar in Ramadan offered by non-Muslims, maybe from Christian or so. Just as there is nothing wrong with accepting money from non-Muslims to buy iftar.
Okay.
The most that can be said about this food is that it is a gift.
Okay.
It is a gift. And the Prophet ﷺ accepted gifts from some of the disbelievers.
Allah.
It was narrated by Anas radhiyallahu anhu أن يهودية أتت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بشاة مسمومة فأكل منها. A Jewish woman brought some roasted lamb to the Prophet ﷺ,
Okay.
and he ate from it.
Okay.
Narrated by Al-Bukhari or Muslim.
That's a Sahih hadith, no doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt, it's an authentic hadith.
So there's nothing wrong with accepting.
Take a chill pill, like the young people will say. With the discrimination, Christians or non-Muslims are not your enemies. When they offer you gifts, do not reject it harshly. Do not even reject it at all. Take it. That does not vitiate your fasting, because the Prophet lived together with the Jewish community and the Christian with peace and love, and that is the message of Islam. Salam, which is peace. So I will say that, Sheikh, Jazakumullah khairan. I hope you are not tired, Sheikh, because we are going to the seventh question now. All right. The seventh question for our beloved Sheikh says, what about one who deliberately, we've talked about someone who mistakenly breaks his fast. What about someone who deliberately breaks his fast for no reason whatsoever? He just decided, or maybe he didn't even break it, he just decided that I'm not fasting today. Today is my school's graduation, there will be a lot of food. Today is my convocation, there will be lots of food. I'm not fasting today. Today is my birthday. I want to eat and drink a lot. So I have decided not to fast today. What is the Islamic injunction on that?
This case is very فيه الشر والعياذ بالله. Fasting Ramadan is one of the pillars of Islam.
Okay.
And it is not permissible for an adult Muslim of sound mind, you are mental. It is not permissible for one who an adult Muslim, mentally sound,
okay,
to break the fast, okay, except with an excuse. Genuine excuse, legitimate excuse, such as traveling, sickness, maybe old person, and the likes.
Okay.
Whoever breaks the fast, even for one day, with no excuse, has committed a major sin. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ.
Okay.
And this kind of person has exposed himself to the wrath and punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he must repent sincerely, tawbatan nasuha, and make up the days that he did not fast, according to the majority of scholars. Sheikh Ibn Baz rahimahullah said that whoever breaks the fast on any day in Ramadan with no legitimate excuse has committed a grave evil. So whoever repents, Allah will accept his repentance. In Allah kana ghafuran rahima. So he must repent to Allah sincerely by regretting what he has done in the past and resolving not to repeat it again. Okay. And he should ask his Lord for forgiveness and hasten to make up that day that he did not fast. Allah ta'ala.
Okay. Jazakumullah khairan, Shaykh. That's concerning one who affrontly breaks fast intentionally, billah, as according to Shaykh, it is a great sin. May Allah spare us. Now, the next question, Shaykh. If a person decides to break his fast, for example, I'm going for a birthday party, then I have it at the back of my mind that I am going to break my fast. Because you see, this chicken, this fried rice, this salad is one in town. And I can't afford to miss this meal. And then someone talked to him and said, wow, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. These are worldly affairs. It's not worth it. Do not break your fast. Considering the fact that he has intended to break this fast, does that invalidate or terminate his sawm for that day?
Tajib, if a person intends to break the fast while he is still fasting, his fast is invalidated. That day is invalidated. Okay. And if he decided to do so and there was no hesitation, and if he changed his intention after that I'm not breaking this fast again, then he has broken the fast, and he has to make up that day. Because Prophet said that innamal a'malu binniyat. The verse said that actions are judged according to intention.
Which means intention is so important that mere having it behind your mind that I'm not fasting again, that invalidates the fast. Allahu Akbar. So we should be cautious of our ikhlas niyyah. So, okay, concerning that same question, what if, for example, let me give an example, an instance, I decide to break my fast, like I have not decided yet, and I'm doubting that should I break my fast? Should I not break my fast? Or maybe I put what the Arabs call qaid. I don't maybe something like a barrier, like if my mom is at home,
like a condition.
Yes, very good, a condition. If someone puts a condition, for example, he said, if grandma cooks jollof rice, I'm breaking my fast. But any other meal, I shall not break my fast. He hasn't concluded. He just puts it on a condition that if my grandma should cook rice and chicken and I get home, I will break my fast. So does that invalidate his sawm?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The Islamic scholars and ulama are of different opinions concerning this issue. Imam an-Nawawi said that the fasting person is hesitant about breaking the fast, and is thinking about giving it up. The correct view, which is that of the majority, and al-Jumhur, is that it does not invalidate the fast. And Al-Mughdawi said that according to our madhab, if a person is thinking about breaking the fast but is hesitant about doing so, or he decided to break the fast after a while, or he says, if I find food I will eat, like you said, otherwise I will complete the fast, This is like the difference of opinion concerning the prayer.
Okay.
It was said that this invalidates the fast because he was not firm in his intention. That is, there's doubt in his intention. Allah Ta'ala a'lam.
Okay, so it means some scholars said his fast is invalidated,
And
but
some
majority
said
says it is not. So please,
invalidated, Allah Ta'ala
in order
a'lam.
to be on the safer side, let's just
Yes,
stay
sir.
away from shock. Let's just stay away from putting that kind of condition because it's ridiculous. Ramadan is just once in a year. 1 month in 12 months is not too much sacrifice for the love of Allah as thanks to everything He has done for us. Sheikh, I have a question for you. This was sent to me through my email from my friend in Malaysia. He said there was a day he wanted to travel, for example. He didn't specify the city. Let's say, for example, Kuala Lumpur. In Malaysia, I want to travel, and it's 10 minutes to Iftar. I was waiting for the flight. Before I mount the aeroplane, it's time for Iftar. Is my question clear, Sheikh?
Okay.
I'm at the airport in Nigeria, for example, and it's time for Iftar. So I broke my fast. I ate. But when I take the plane, before I get to San Francisco in America, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So does that make...
He already broke his fast
Yes.
before boarding the plane.
Yes, so upon boarding the plane, upon getting to his destination, it's not yet time for Iftar. So does that invalidate his fast? Does he have to bring it up again? Or what is the ruling on that?
Actually, what I can say about this is the call of Sheikh Ibn Baz, that he said that his fasting is still valid.
Okay.
For he has completed his task. He has completed his song before breaking the fast.
Okay.
So for him getting to another city and they are still in the afternoon does not mean that the fast is invalid.
Okay.
But his fast is valid, inshallah. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.
Alright, let's stop here today because these are lots of questions. This 10 in total. So we want our audience to digest this 10, think about it, read it, go through it. So let's give room for question and answer in case you have question, addition, subtraction, correction, criticism on everything we have said. Inshallah, we give room to criticism. But please don't forget to be kind and be gentle and be respectful in your comments. For anyone that drops an insulting comment shall be deleted or blocked and shall not be attended to. But in case you have a solid question or criticism, feel free. And once again, I would like to apologize for the sound of the motor cars, the generator, the inverter, everything. We live in the center of a city. Allah Ta'ala Alam. Inshallah, may Allah reward us for everything we've done. The Sheikh saying, may Allah reward the Sheikh. May Allah increase him in knowledge. And those hearing us from any part, may Allah increase you in knowledge and understanding. My name remains unchanged, Ahmed Abdullah. And with me here is the Sheikh
Habibullah Sulaiman Al-Imam. أسعد الله أوقاتكم في كل مكان أيها المشاهدون الأعزاء جزاكم الله كل الخير والسلام عليكم
ورحمة الله وبركاته. رمضان مبارك، لقاؤنا بالخير.